The timeline shift is so real right now. That's just what kept popping into my head for really the last couple hours. And it's super late where I am recording this video. I won't be posting it as soon as it's recorded. I'll be scheduling it for a little bit further out, but it should still come out within 8 to 12 hours of me recording this video, and YouTube members will have first access to the video just because whenever I upload new mini readings, I automatically just set them so that members can see them whenever they're recorded and posted, and then very soon after they will be live and public on the channel as well. That doesn't go for the main collective readings, by the way, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just any reading done on the channel outside of that typical posting schedule. So I am going to go ahead and start shuffling the cards, but the first thing I want to say is, well, I guess what I was getting to is I wasn't planning on doing this video, which is something that's probably starting to sound really familiar on the channel because I've been saying it a lot. And that's because so many of you, I'm getting chills all over as I'm saying this. So many of you have been shifting in such powerful ways in your life. And that is what then really creates this energetic momentum that I'm feeling here as well, and that is channeling through all of these videos, especially the additional videos that I've been doing outside of the main posting schedule. So the first thing that I want to say, by the way, this will only reach a certain group in the collective. I'm not sure how big that group will be. It could be one person, it could be many people. It could just be a specific kind of like segment of people is what I'm getting, whether that's one person or thousands, whatever that ends up being. But I do feel that even if this message is just for one person, it's so important. And this message is, yes, you have been shifting in a really powerful way, which is why I started the video by saying that the timeline shift is so real right now. But the reason you've aligned with this video is because there are certain aspects of this shift that have been very intense. And I'm kind of laughing because if you're going through this, you're probably laughing to yourself or smiling to yourself because you know just what I'm talking about. You know about the intensity, you know about the reactions that you're getting from others. So I'm really not telling you anything that you don't know here, but still, I hope this video acts as a form of confirmation for your intuition and helps you to feel validated on this path and less alone, and maybe helps you to keep taking that next step forward, because when the effects of the way that you are shifting timelines are so intense, it does require a lot of bravery, even just to take that next step. So I really want to recognize you for whatever you've been doing. I feel that for many of you, these shifts have been intentional on some level. They've been conscious in a way. Like, this isn't something happening by accident. You've made this shift within yourself. Now, maybe you didn't think of it initially in terms of a timeline shift. Maybe you didn't use that label. Maybe you just decided, you know what, I am going to free myself of all toxic people or relationships or friendships. Or maybe you just decided, you know what, I am going to really embrace who I am. I'm going to love myself really deeply. I'm going to become more confident. I feel like you really decided something, and the universe has been responding to that. Like, I'm getting the sense there's been some internal decision that you made that maybe had external actions connected to it, but maybe not. But really, it's this internal decision that you made. Some positive decision for yourself, something that maybe you'd been contemplating or going back and forth on for a really long time, you finally resolved to do. I'm hearing to just say yes. So maybe for some of you, there was always some pathway, some dream, some opportunity calling to you. And maybe you finally decided to say yes to that goal, to that dream, to that part of yourself, whatever it is for you. And of course, this will be really personal to your own situation. But what I'm getting is this internal decision you made within yourself shifted you onto a different timeline. And keep in mind, this is happening for us as a collective as well. And if you've been following the last few weeks of readings, you've been seeing this shift taking place here in real time on the channel as well. I've personally shared that I've felt myself shifting to a higher timeline in the past few weeks, and this was a massive upgrade for me compared to where I was just a few months before, and especially looking back to a few years ago. There have been these gradual shifts I've been experiencing over the last few years since starting the channel, but honestly, the past few weeks have been so monumental for me. I feel like that timeline shift has really sped up and become more visible, and I know many of you have commented on it as well, but I'm saying this because this is something we're all going through. You're not alone in this. This is a collective shift, but not everyone is part of that collective, meaning many people are still living in fear of their own potential, fear of going for their own dreams, fear of embodying their own highest version of self. And when they see you essentially facing within yourself all of the fears that they have within themselves, it can feel really triggering. And the reason I wanted to bring through this message is not to fixate in any kind of a negative way, but to confirm something that you're already aware of if you're going through this dynamic. And if this reading is for you, again, it won't be for everyone, but if it's for you, you've noticed some very strange reactions from people or groups or things around you. These could be strangers, this could be people that you know personally or have known for a long time. The message that was coming through is that people are really being revealed in a major way. And when people are revealed to you, when their true intentions or their true spirit or their true nature is revealed to you, you are going to think to yourself, how did I not see this all along? How was I blind to this aspect of this person that is now surfacing? But it's not so much that you were blind to it. Well, there's really two things going on here my guides are showing me. One is that because of how your energy has shifted recently, you've already risen to this higher timeline, which naturally gives you this broader perspective. You could think of it kind of like being on the ground, experiencing something, and how that perspective comes with its own natural limitations versus being in an airplane and seeing things from this higher perspective where you can see the whole picture. Well, this is happening in your life with how you view your life path. I feel like you're getting this sense of a bigger picture coming together, a bigger vision suddenly becoming a little bit clearer through this shift in perspective where you're given more of this bird's eye view, but also this applies to how you view individual people in your life as well. It's almost like you are able to see their overall energy, almost like you're watching from a third-party perspective instead of being right in the middle of engaging with them. It's like you might feel this quiet observer within yourself that wasn't there before, that is able to see people from a more neutral, like disconnected perspective. This is really hard to describe because this dynamic is very quantum in nature, so it can be hard to find the physical words to really put to it. But I know that if this is for you, you've been experiencing almost, you could be in a conversation, you could be texting someone or on the phone or in person or even just thinking about someone, and suddenly you feel almost this third-party perspective come in your mind where something clicks and you're able to see them in a different light. And it almost feels like you're being given new information about, I'm hearing this person's true intentions or how they're feeling triggered or how they're really operating. Now, I said that your ability to do this comes in two parts. And the other part here is that some of what you're seeing in others actually wasn't there before. So it's not so much that you were blind to it. It's that the shifts you've been making within yourself have actually been triggering people, even certain familiar people in your life, in a new way. So what I'm getting, I keep getting the word control. So I'm specifically picking up, and I saw the number 1010 for someone, so maybe we'll look that up as well. But what I'm getting very specifically is that I'm looking up the number 1010 because although it's been a while since I've looked up an angel number or a repeating number in the middle of the reading, I really feel like this will be powerful. Yeah. Okay, now I know why I was guided to look up this number, because it means you are in sync with the universe and on the right track. It's a confirmation that you are aligned with your soul's journey. You are undergoing an elevation in consciousness. Trust your intuition and embrace the new insights you are receiving, which is so perfectly connected to everything we've been describing here, because in this case, a lot of the new insights you've been receiving, yes, some are related to this new overall vision for yourself in your life that might be coming into clearer focus. But I'm also picking up that many revelations are specifically about people around you. And I keep getting the word familiar. So some of these people have been in your life for a while, but you were just completely unaware of like some other side of them, some shadow within them, or I'm hearing like something that they kept buried or didn't want you to see. I keep getting something about their true nature or their true intentions coming out. And again, connecting this with the idea of control, that word control recurring in this reading, I feel that people who were more comfortable exhibiting some kind of control over you, either literally or energetically or emotionally, or people who were more comfortable with you when you were in some kind of a controlled or restricted state, are the ones who are feeling really triggered right now. These are the ones that are being revealed to you. And that is why you may notice at times, I'm hearing there may be just like an offness to the energy with certain people where someone is texting you or you're on the phone, maybe you hear it in their tone of voice, or maybe you're in person and suddenly your intuition starts feeding you this very off feeling about this person. And I'm getting sometimes this happens when what they're saying to you on the surface may sound kind or may sound supportive, but something within it carries an undertone of either jealousy or insecurity or fear, or again, there's almost this sense that they feel themselves losing control, and that shadow side of them that's being triggered is trying to re-exert some kind of control. I'm hearing put you back into some kind of box. I feel that some of these people were comfortable with a version of you that you have shed like a skin, that you are actually stepping out of and into like this new version of you. And the thing is, I feel that in this old version of you, there are individuals who felt more comfortable because I'm hearing they felt like they could keep tabs on you more easily, or they could really understand everything in your life or everything that was going on with you. And that gave them some kind of measure of control, not because they wanted to support you, because I'm getting in some cases, in many cases, these individuals actually may have been really silent when it came to your actual accomplishments, your goals, things you were excited about. They may actually seem very, very quiet around those kinds of conversations, almost like withholding this support, but in ways that could just be written off as an accident or coincidence. But of course, your intuition was really alerting you to the ways that these individuals were not actively supporting you. What I keep getting is, again, it's about this kind of control that they are trying to re-exert over you. I'm hearing like to put you back in your place, or to put you back into a version of yourself that they had become attached to or connected to, or that they felt they understood better at a conscious level. There's something about this new version of you that feels uncontrollable to them. Now, interestingly, I'm getting that with some of these individuals, because of this shift that you've experienced, the words divine apathy are coming up. Like you're almost experiencing this divine apathy towards some of these people. And what I mean by this is, There may be people that you used to really seek out, or you used to really desire to be around, desire to connect with. I'm hearing in a past version of you, you may have even given some of these people a great deal of your time and energy. But for some reason, and of course there is a reason, and we'll get into channeling that, but you've noticed that these individuals, now that they're being revealed to you and you can sense that they're trying to exert some kind of control over you, or they're not truly supportive of this positive shift within you in a genuine way, and your intuition is alerting you to that, I'm getting that you are actually feeling almost emotionally disconnected from them. Like you may feel a lack of desire to connect with them as much, to communicate with them as much. And this is actually frustrating these individuals further because, and I hate that this reading is sounding negative. I don't mean it to sound negative. I hope that comes across. I want this to actually be so positively affirming to these changes that you've made and how this has entirely shifted the way that you're going to be connecting with other people moving forward, how this has actually not only disconnected you from people, forces, and things that were trying to control you or were triggered by you, but how by disconnecting you from many of these people, this is actually opening space for so many beautiful, supportive, aligned connections to come into your life. And hopefully we'll channel a lot on that in future videos. You guys know that I've been doing daily videos, sometimes multiple times per day lately on the channel. So I do recommend subscribing if you're loving this thread of energy and wanting to continue following it. But what I'm getting is that, just to go back into what I was saying a moment ago, you are feeling divine apathy towards these people. And I call it divine because it's actually a powerful spiritual sign. It's a sign of a shift that has been completed within you. You have shifted so completely into this more powerful, confident version of yourself. You love yourself so much and so naturally. It comes so easily to you. You may not even realize how deep your self-love goes, but you will see it play out in the form of your lack of desire to connect with people who are not genuinely supportive of you in your authentic version of self, in your most powerful and happy and successful and thriving version of self, because that's the person you now are, even if you're not fully seeing all of those things I listed coming up yet or manifesting yet in your physical reality. Know that's going to be happening for you very soon, because that's the timeline that you're on. You are on your dream timeline, your manifestation timeline, your abundance timeline. And I'm hearing it's very much like get in or get out is what I'm hearing, like meaning you've already made your choice. You've committed to this timeline and you've done it for you, which is so beautiful. You didn't do this. You didn't shift to this timeline to appease anyone, to make anyone more comfortable, to make anyone else happy. You did this because your self-love has become so deep and so profound and so natural to you that this was the only logical choice. Shifting onto this timeline, shifting into this version of yourself was the only true choice here, because that's how deeply you love yourself. And know that that self-love is going to manifest in so many ways that are going to be such a blessing to humanity. In fact, it already is manifesting in those ways. Your example of unconditional love that you are solidifying by first showing that love to yourself is profoundly lifting the vibration of the planet, but also it's going to manifest in so many other ways as well that is going to be so beneficial to all of the people around you, but also humankind generally. And for some reason in these recent readings, you guys know, I just have felt guided to tie it back to that, to connect it back to this planetary impact that you are having. But again, people are really being given options here. You've committed to your path. You now have this heightened psychic ability. Well, I should say, yes, your psychic abilities are being heightened, but also people are being triggered in a stronger way because your energy is stronger, your energy is more powerful. So at this point, there's really no way for people to stay connected to you consistently if they are projecting their fear onto you, if they're projecting their insecurity or their jealousy onto you. Even if they're doing it in subtle or nuanced ways, your intuition is going to pick up on it and feed it to you in the form of you just feeling a lack of desire to communicate or connect with these individuals. And again, that seems to frustrate some of them. It makes them want to reach out to you even more, text you even more. I'm hearing do not disturb. It's almost like maybe you've literally put your phone in do not disturb because it's like, you know what? I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on my own dreams, this vision I'm building. And you can either support me in this and we can grow together, we can evolve together and support each other in a way that is mutually beneficial and mutually reciprocated and respectful, or you're not going to be able to access me in this new reality. Wow. Okay. So that felt like a super powerful channeled message right at the end for someone. And if you do want to lock in this frequency, because I read some of your comments and I saw that some of you liked that we have been at times putting this affirmation in the reading that you can type in the comments. So if you want to lock in the energy of this reading, not that you need it because you are so immensely powerful and your energy has shifted so much. But if this does help you, because sometimes writing something out can help to lock in a vibration or a frequency in a stronger way, you can type in the comments section, only things that feel like love can reach me, or something along those lines. Of course, you can adjust this to whatever feels good to you, but just to repeat, only things that feel like love can reach me, because I feel this really represents how you've shifted into this new reality. And only things that are really aligned with that frequency of love are going to be able to connect with you consistently. So again, I know this was a spontaneous reading. I feel it carried a little bit of a different kind of energy. So I'm really curious to know how you connected with this energy, if this was for you. Of course, you can feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know if anything connected, or you could share something with this beautiful community here that we are creating, building, and growing. Again, just if you feel guided to do so. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more inspiration, information, and energy updates. And I completely forgot to mention this. I was actually about to mention this 5 minutes in, because I was telling you about how I truly feel that I've undergone this massive timeline shift in just the past few weeks. And if you've been following the last few readings, you already know this, but I've been meditating with a subliminal I created called Highest-Vibrational timeline. And I have to say, I really feel like this has been such a game changer for me. Many of you have noticed that energy shift on the channel. And this is the one thing I've really changed in the last few weeks, incorporating this subliminal, which again, I feel is really my most powerful one to date. So I really recommend giving it a try if you haven't yet. And of course, if you have the Sound and Soulful Subliminals app, you can find it and add it to your personal playlists using the search feature in the app. But if you don't yet have my app, then you can download it directly in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. I will be leaving a link there. And when you sign up for an account in the app, you can try it out completely free for 7 days. There is a 7-day free trial option. You can listen to any of the more than 130 subliminals I've created, which subliminals are just such a powerful way to deeply reprogram your subconscious mind and magnetize yourself for your desires. So in the app, you can read the affirmations I've created for each subliminal. You can also listen to any of them in 10 different background sound options, just depending on your personal preference. And you can create your own custom private playlists in the app as well. And I don't want to give anything away on this, but there are new features coming soon in the app. Within the next 6 months, we have a few exciting things coming. So I don't want to share all of the details on that yet, but I've been listening to your requests to improve the app even further, to add even more features, and I'm really excited to share that with you moving forward. So I think that's everything for this reading. This was even longer than I was expecting it to be. So thank you for the beautiful energy that you brought to the reading today and just for being part of this space with me. I hope you have an amazing remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in the next reading.